Chapter 1, Introduction, The Power of a Habit. Speaking in English is not just a skill I've acquired, it's a habit that has shaped my identity, opened doors of opportunity, and connected me with the world in ways I never thought possible. In a world where communication is key, the ability to speak English confidently and fluently stands out as a powerful tool for personal growth, academic achievement, and professional success. The term habit might seem ordinary, even mundane. Yet when applied to something as powerful as language, especially a global language like English, it becomes extraordinary. Habits form through repetition and persistence, through the quiet choices we make every day. For me, choosing to speak in English daily started as a challenge, grew into a practice, and matured into a lifestyle. This book is a reflection of that journey. It's not just about learning English. It's about how making English a part of my daily speech has influenced my confidence, mindset, relationships, and even my career path. Speaking in English has become second nature, like breathing. I don't just speak English because I need to, I speak it because it's a part of who I am. The purpose of this writing is not only to tell my story but also to encourage others who are walking the same path. Whether you're a student struggling with fluency, a professional trying to improve communication, or simply someone who wants to build a new habit, this book is for you. English, a global language. English is often referred to as the global language for good reason. With over 1.5 billion speakers worldwide, it serves as a bridge between cultures, countries, and communities. From business to science, from entertainment to technology, English dominates as the language of information and interaction. But this global dominance doesn't mean everyone has equal access or comfort with it. In many parts of the world, especially in non-native English-speaking countries, the desire to speak English fluently is met with fear, self-doubt, and lack of opportunities to practice. I was no exception. I grew up in a place where English was taught in school but rarely spoken in daily life. It felt like a subject, not a tool. But I knew that if I wanted to explore bigger dreams, study abroad, work internationally, or even understand global culture better, I had to turn that subject into a habit. How it all began. My journey toward making English a daily habit didn't begin with a grand decision. It started with small, intentional steps. I remember the first time I tried to speak in English outside of class. My heart was racing, my palms were sweating, and my mind was full of doubt. Would I be laughed at? Would people think I was pretending to be someone else? The answer was yes, sometimes they did. But I kept going. I told myself, this is a habit I want to build. So, I practiced in front of the mirror. I changed the language on my phone. I started thinking in English, writing journals in English, even dreaming in English. Little by little, the awkwardness faded, and confidence grew. Why habits matter? To understand the impact of speaking in English daily, it's important to understand the science of habits. Habits are powerful because they automate our actions. Once something becomes a habit, it requires less effort, less willpower, and less decision-making energy. James Clear, in his best-selling book Atomic Habits, explains that we don't rise to the level of our goals, we fall to the level of our systems. For me, making English speaking a habit was about building a system. It was about setting up my environment, my mindset, and my routines in a way that naturally led to improvement. Speaking English became a habit not because I had superhuman motivation, but because I removed friction and created consistency. I spoke every day, even when I didn't feel like it. I embraced mistakes instead of fearing them. And over time, it worked. Chapter 2, Why English Matters. In today's interconnected world, English is more than just a language, it's a passport to opportunity. From classrooms to boardrooms, from entertainment to international diplomacy, English stands as a shared medium that connects diverse cultures and voices. For me, understanding why English matters made the commitment to speak it daily even more meaningful. It transformed the habit from a routine into a mission. English as a global connector. The most significant reason English holds such value is its global reach. English is the most widely spoken second language in the world. While Mandarin Chinese and Spanish may have more native speakers, English is used as the main language of international communication. Airlines, international conferences, scientific research, diplomacy, and even the internet rely heavily on English as the bridge between people of different linguistic backgrounds. This universal role gave me a powerful realization: by mastering English, I wasn't just learning a language, I was learning to connect. Every sentence I spoke became a key to unlocking communication with people across continents, to understanding their stories, their knowledge, and their culture. The language of knowledge and innovation. Most of the world's knowledge, whether in science, technology, literature, or education, is documented in English. Top universities like Harvard, Oxford, and MIT use English as the medium of instruction. The majority of the world's academic journals are published in English. The Internet itself, the largest source of free information ever created, is overwhelmingly dominated by English content. When I began reading books, articles, and research papers in English, I realized how much information I had previously missed due to language barriers. By speaking and thinking in English, I wasn't just improving my language skills, I was expanding my mind. English in the workplace. In a globalized job market, English fluency often determines career potential. Multinational companies, international clients, and cross-border collaborations all rely on English for effective communication. Even in countries where English is not the first language, it's often the default in professional settings. I saw how English fluency opened career doors for people I admired. It helped them get better jobs, secure promotions, attend global conferences, and even work abroad. It became clear to me that if I wanted similar opportunities, I needed to make English not just something I knew but something I used daily. Cultural access and global entertainment. Another often overlooked benefit of speaking English is access to global culture. English is the language of some of the world's most influential media. Movies, music, television shows, podcasts, and YouTube videos are predominantly produced in English. This means English speakers gain more access to global perspectives and cultural narratives. When I made English a part of my daily routine, I found myself enjoying books by authors like J.K. Rowling and George Orwell, movies by Christopher Nolan, and speeches by influential figures like Martin Luther King Jr. and Malala Yousafzai, all in their original form. This not only improved my language but also deepened my appreciation of human creativity and resilience. English as a tool for personal growth. One of the most personal reasons English matters to me is its impact on my own development. When I first started speaking in English, I wasn't just learning a new way to talk, I was learning a new way to think. Speaking a different language forces you to reshape your thoughts, to express emotions in new ways, and to consider the perspective of others. This kind of mental flexibility leads to greater emotional intelligence, critical thinking, and even creativity. As I became more fluent in English, I also became more confident, more articulate, and more open-minded. A sense of belonging. Finally, English has given me a sense of belonging to a larger global community. Whether I'm participating in an online course, joining an international discussion, or just commenting on a social media post, I feel connected. I feel heard. And this is one of the most underrated aspects of learning English: it builds bridges. It turns strangers into friends, makes distant cultures feel familiar, and allows us to find our voice in a world that's often loud and fast-moving. Coming up next is Chapter 3, How I Developed the Habit, where I'll share the strategies, daily routines, and mindset shifts that help me turn English speaking from a challenge into a natural part of my life. So please like, share and subscribe.